J.J. Abrams' newest offering, 10 Cloverfield Lane, hits theaters today, but has given us very little to go on, and it's precisely because J.J. planned it that way. But our Richard Crouse has seen it and is here with his review. Not a lot on this.
That trailer that we just saw is about all that anyone has seen so far of this movie, and it doesn't give anything away. What I can tell you is that it starts off with a character named Michelle, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's broken up with her boyfriend. She gets in her car and she's just driving fast, getting as far away from him as possible. She has a car accident and she wakes up chained to a wall in an underground bunker with John Goodman and another guy. And she says to John Goodman, "What are you going to do to me?" And he says, "I'm going to keep you alive." He explains to her...
What a line.
Yeah, he explains to her that something terrible has happened in the outside world, but he doesn't tell her what because he doesn't really know. It could be some sort of chemical warfare, could be zombies, could be rabid Donald Trump followers. Who knows? Who knows what's going on in the outside world? But this movie takes place in the bunker as they try and figure out what's going on, and more specifically, as she tries to figure a way out of there. This is kind of like a Twilight Zone episode, the kind of thing where it's all about the dynamics. It's not about special effects. It's not about any of that kind of stuff. And it leads up to a pretty exciting climax, but it will keep you on the edge of your seat.
How many stars, Richard Crouse? 4 stars, so you liked it.
John Goodman's amazingly good in this movie.
John Goodman, yeah. He's great. Okay, The Little Prince.
This is probably the most magical and grown-up kids film that will come along this year. So it's based on the very popular book. The book was very slight, though. It's a small story, so they've sort of pumped it up a little bit, but they've managed to keep the magic. So we have a little girl whose mother is very career-oriented. For the little girl, she calls her my little senior vice president, and she is always pushing her to use her time efficiently and study and do all that sort of thing. They even moved to a new house so she can go to the best school in town. Next door to that new house is the Aviator, an old man voiced by Jeff Bridges. And he kind of introduces her to the story of the little prince, this extraterrestrial prince, and introduces her to like this very rich fantasy life. And the bottom line here is the idea is don't grow up too quickly. You know, savor your childhood, take your time. It's a 4.5-star movie for me because the animation is spectacularly beautiful. But what I really liked, they've got computer-generated animation for the regular stuff that happens in modern day. Then you go to the Little Prince stuff, and it's in this beautiful stop-motion animation. It's really quite lovely.
Listen, it's been a bedtime story for us for a long time. This is probably where I'm going to be finding myself this weekend. Born to be Blue, Chet Baker.
Chet Baker. Yeah, I interviewed Ethan Hawke here yesterday. He plays Chet Baker. If you don't know exactly who Chet Baker is, think of the song My Funny Valentine. And that is Chet Baker, that fragile, beautiful voice, the amazing trumpet playing. He was a troubled guy, and early on in the movie, Miles Davis says to him, "Oh, you're not going to be good until you get some life experience." So Chet Baker throws himself into getting some life experience. He becomes a drug addict. He is in and out of jail. Terrible things happen, but his music deepens and becomes something else along the way. Ethan Hawke is terrific in this. He really captures the charm that Chet Baker had, but also the troubled side of him. And then there's a woman named Carmen Ejogo, who's in this.
Isn't she MLK?
She was
in MLK.
She was in Selma. Yeah, she
Selma.
played. Yeah,
she played MLK's wife.
Yeah, and she's
David Oyelowo's wife. Yeah.
She is terrific in this movie, and she plays kind of the composite of all the women that were in Chet Baker's life. This movie is a little. It's not a straight-ahead biography. It takes some liberties with the story, but it's terrific stuff. So it's a 3-star movie for me.
And quick, The Brothers Grimsby.
Listen, if you laughed like a hyena on a laughing gas binge at Borat and
okay, so
Bruno,
we're there. Okay.
Yeah, you know what to expect from this. Outrageous, outlandish humor. It's Sacha Baron Cohen. This time he plays a guy who's trying to find his estranged brother who's now a super spy, and they go on some adventures together. It's a 2-star movie for me because even for me, occasionally this movie pushed the envelope a little bit too far. Any movie that uses a blocked toilet as a plot point,
enough said.
it's kind of up to you whether it's going to be for you or
Enough said. Thank you so much. Great to see you. And you will find all of Richard's reviews on our website, canadaam.ctvnews.ca.